Alright guys, I'm back. So I apologize for that. It seems like ever since the new Windows update, it seems like the PC has actually been acting a little bit funny. If it crashes again, I'm going to have to reverse it because for some reason it seems like it likes to crash the PC every once in a while. I certainly noticed it, so let me know if anybody's having similar issues when it comes to the new Windows update. It seems like there's certainly some sort of issue going on. And you know what's funny about these new Windows updates as well is the fact that about 30% of the code that is currently written for these updates is all from AI. So there's not really anybody really looking into it developer-wise. But Microsoft has certainly have to do something about this. It's quite ridiculous. What's up, Dirty? Welcome. What's up, MVG? Welcome, guys. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, my last, I was just streaming a bit earlier, and my PC ended up crashing. I actually want to look up what the issue is and see what it is. So I'm installing my 5070 Ti from MSI right now. Awesome. So let me know how you like it. Let me know if you see quite the difference compared to having the RX 9070 XT. Were you able to return the 9070 XT that you had to Best Buy? Because I remember you said that they were giving you some issues, right? Yeah, it's back. Welcome back, Zay. I apologize for earlier. Seems like there's definitely some weird issues going on. I'm going to have to definitely look into it. I'm going to actually look up the event viewer and see what the cause is. It's been doing this for the last couple days, but I'm a bit suspicious that it has to do with the current updates that I just did to this PC. And it seems like it's been given a little bit of issues. So just be careful if your PC ends up crashing for some weird reason. That could be one of the issues. And I'm definitely going to check the log right now to see what one of the reasons could be. But ironic that when you're talking about, yeah, of course, right? They let me return it. The other guy had no idea what he was talking. I figured that because Best Buy is like a hit or miss. You never know what you're going to really get until you actually go there and have somebody that knows what they're talking about. There's been plenty of times where I've went to Best Buy, went to price match, and sometimes it would really give issues even with something like that. Now, if anybody ever sees like a price, like for example, if they have say like a B650 on sale like at Newegg or something, just know that you can go to Best Buy and be able to price match with them, and they shouldn't give you an issue. Same thing with Amazon or any other retailer. A lot of them will do price matching with Best Buy practically. So if you see a better price somewhere else, it has to be in stock though. That's the only thing. In order for you to really know, to be able to get the deal, it has to be in stock. Otherwise, they won't really match the deal with you. So 60 days return, but he said I have 14 days. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Anytime Best Buy says that, it's on very specific products. I know they get picky with certain type of electronics, especially when it comes to camera equipment. They get really specific about it. When it comes to laptops or when it comes to computers specifically, like a full like pre-built PC, they'll definitely tell you like 14 days with something like that. But for peripherals, I don't think it shouldn't be 14 days for something like that. Yes, and that's the good thing about Best Buy. Let's see. I'm gonna check out the Windows log right now and see what I can find and what was going on with the system. So let's see. This is a good case to definitely check out and see what actually happened. Pretty funny that this actually happened during the stream. So I got an error. It says one core. It says device association failed select ceremony, and that was at 6:16, which was probably around the time where the stream went down. Let me see. Another day, because it happened yesterday too. And let me see, I got a warning. Kernel processor, it says processor 4 in group 0 exposes the following power management capabilities. Interesting. So there's definitely some. Okay, there we go. That's all the way back in June. That don't matter. So AI is reviewing what AI did wrong practically. It's pretty ridiculous now because right now Microsoft is just like Microsoft has to figure out what's going on here because And now it just seems like problematic. And hopefully it doesn't happen again during the stream. It seems like it always ends up like happening at least on at least this system. It seems like it's been happening within the last update, which was a couple days ago. I gave it the update. And let me see. And if anything, I'll end up reverting it and just not installing the update, because more than likely that's what's going to be causing the issue. So usually what I like to do is I check in here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So just in case if you ever run into issues like this, I know it's a mess. Let me share with you guys so I can show you what I'm looking at here, and it is going to be. Just give me a moment, since I gotta share my. It's gonna look something like this. So you could check for your different crashes here. And anytime you run into a problem, this is called Event Viewer. So anytime something like this happens, just like how the stream just crashed a bit earlier, you can check and see what it is. It says device association failed. Select ceremony. So the details, it says the spool SV. So this seems more or so the fault of Windows. Because usually when it's hardware related, it's not going to look like that. Let's check these ones. ACPI, general. Let's see, description for the applicant cannot be found. Either component that raises this event is not installed, or your local computer on the and there you go. So from what we're seeing here, that more than likely there's issues going on with the actual PC. It's not the PC, but there's actually issues with the update, I bet. Because there's event IDs for stupid stuff. Previous system shutdown was unexpected. That was from the 22nd. And let's see what the other one was. On the 21st. This one's installation. The Windows failed to install the following updates with. Alright, this one's NVIDIA. So that one's more than likely not related. But yeah. But that's how you can find out, like, if you do run into any issues when it comes to that. So, yeah, no, not CPU issue related. More than likely, this has to do with the bug with the update. And I bet it has something to do with that. The funny thing is, now I'm just double checking the drivers, making sure that's all good. And it should be okay. But more than likely, I'm suspecting that it has to do with the Windows update that I've just done. So we'll probably have to I'll probably go back into it after the stream and end up reverting the update. And more than likely, the issue is going to be resolved. Hopefully, the rest of the stream goes smoothly, at least. Hopefully, Microsoft can do that for me. What's up, LSG? Hey, what's up? Yeah, he's one of our valued members here. And also, I got to tell you guys, we do have memberships. Feel free to join. I also have to announce this for all our members here, that if you are part of our members, so I've decided what I'm going to do for Saturday. And for Saturday, I'm going to dedicate like the last 5 minutes of the stream, last 5 to 15 minutes of the stream, just for our members only. And that's just going to be just practically, it can be really about anything, but just to let you guys know. But yeah, feel free to join. It's again, I don't charge anything like Microsoft or anything like Game Pass, just to let you guys know. But shout out to LSG. So when AWS shut down while AI was making Windows Strip, it got messed up. Yeah, it's been terrible. Welcome in, Tony. You missed it earlier. My stream actually ended up failing. It shut off my PC completely thanks to the new update. So I'm going to have to revert this update because it seems like it's been more problematic than anything. So if you do have this issue, I've been having weird just like shutdown issues. Not really shutdown issues, but it almost looks like display failure. But it doesn't look like that. Looking at the event hardware, it seems like, or the event IDs, it seems like it's more or so that it has to do with Windows. It seems like there's an issue where there's some sort of corruption, so I'm going to have to fix that. So, yeah, so it's, Windows really has to fix it. This is just ridiculous. I can't believe they've been getting away with this like for the last few months. This isn't the first time. We just actually spoke about this in August with their last update, where it was actually wiping out SSDs, which is pretty insane. And specifically those with fission drivers, those with those type of fission, not drivers, but fission SSDs practically. If you have that type of SSD, you had a chance where it could end up getting wiped out, especially if you're swapping files like that's over like 40 or 50 gigabytes. Like say a big game file that you were just transferring to the drive, your PC could possibly just erase everything in that drive, and it would be practically a useless drive. It would end up damaging it. But hopefully that issue is fixed now. It seems like it's more or so less of an issue from what they're saying, but it's hard to really know until weeks pass by right now. So you'll get 10 months here for 1 month of Xbox. Yeah, exactly. It's I just wasn't able to boot. That's the thing. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of pissing me off because like I can't imagine if I just hate for the stream to shut down on you guys while I am streaming. So I do appreciate everybody for coming back into the stream, because that was just terrible. Hopefully Microsoft's tuning in and listening. So pray for me. I have 5 exams tomorrow. Algebra, French. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I hope everything goes well. I came. Okay, good luck on your studies, Egyptians. Thank you for popping in. I always appreciate you. Yeah, so if anybody here is just joining in, I'm Chris Mizo. We talk about PC and hardware. Right now, we're just talking about an issue where during the stream, my PC actually ended up crashing because thanks to this Windows update, it just automatically just went down, just shut down, and then I had no. Obviously, OBS had to go down. I couldn't re-enter my original stream, so I had to open up a new stream in order for to do so. But originally, this stream, it wasn't about this issue, but just to forewarn you, it seems that Windows does have some current issues with their updates, so try to avoid it as of now if you can. And also, if you are looking to do any type of PC build, or you're interested in something like the Xbox Ally, such as this, feel free to ask questions. I can certainly help you out with that if you have, if you're curious about it, if you're curious about the potential. So it's a 130. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough. Yeah, that's right, LSG. It's absolutely that. AI completely destroyed everything with Microsoft. You know what's funny though? Microsoft is now going to have to be willing to pay out people to actually fix this issue instead of just relying AI on because has anyone ever asked AI to write code? Just a question out there. Or help them finish up a code? Maybe that you need help with a certain segment of code that you were coding, and while you were coding, you realize, hey, that doesn't look right, or hey, this isn't doing what it's supposed to do. And it seems like almost like Microsoft doesn't really double back and checks on their code, because again, if anyone has coded with AI, we all know that it can be problematic. It can actually cause more issues. So, have you seen the MSI Tomahawk BTF? No, I have not. Definitely want to go check it out. Has your iPhone changed colors yet? No, is that the biggest thing right now? iPhone changing. Well, I do, fairly enough, I do have a case on it, so I have not seen it change colors though. So let me see. Maybe it has, and I just have no idea. Let me see. I'm popping off the cover now. If it changed the color, I'll definitely let you know. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Is it from the heat dissipation? But luckily, it seems like the heat hasn't been too bad on this phone. It's definitely improved over the 15 Pro Max, I can say, but the heat dissipation wise, it seems better. But the color thing, not sure yet. Let me see. So far, it looks decent. Looks about the same. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks just like that. Yeah, so far it looks okay. No color change. Been studying for 8. Man, I got to give it to you. I remember how it is those days. And I definitely wish you luck on your studies. Hopefully everything goes well. I have confidence in you. I'm sure you're going to do great. Just keep doing everything that you're doing. I'm sure you'll end up passing with no issues. I believe it only happens, with the orange. So luckily, okay. So it seems like it's happening with the orange. You know what's funny? I thought maybe the orange one looks pretty decent, but when I actually saw it in person, I felt like it really doesn't look that great. It looks better on the internet than it actually does in person. In person, just looks like almost like the the best way I can describe it is it doesn't have that almost like the sunset orange, right? It's supposed to have that sunset orange look. It doesn't look anything like that. It's much more lighter in color when you actually do see it, which is kind of a bit of a turnoff in my personal opinion on it. But the A360 AIO would help with the heat. Absolutely. Yeah, it certainly would. It certainly would. But I gotta say, it's been interesting. The one thing I have noticed about the device, about the Xbox Ally, I can say that if you do leave it sit on the charger, like if you leave it just sitting on the charger on the dock, it does kind of build up a little bit of heat, but I mean overall it's been pretty decent. I'm really impressed. I do have to say that it can run Battlefield 6 with up to 120 frames, which is pretty wild. Definitely pretty impressive. I did not expect to see. Oh, let me fix that. I did not expect it to see that many frames on the ROG Ally, but of course that's with the FSR and the frame generation on it. But as it being idle, I do feel like a little bit of heat from it, but that could specifically be because of whatever application I had opens, which was that whole Lightning developer app. But I can't say. So if anyone out there, if you haven't heard the news that there are going to be new processors coming out, from what it seems like, or for what the rumor is, hopefully a lot of you guys are excited for it. Now, for everybody that are AMD fans, it seems that there's going to be a second variation of it, to where they're going to have what's called the 9850X3D, and they're also going to have a 9950X3D2, which is going to have double the CCDs, which means L3 cache will also double. So instead of just having 96 megabytes of L3 cache and the 9800 X3D, you actually have up to 192 megabytes of L3 cache, and then on top of it, the clock speeds are also a bit boosted. They're up to 400 megahertz more, and the same thing with the 9950 X3D. They just are going to double up the L3 cache on top of that too. So hopefully that holds true, and it seems like that is what is the current ongoing rumor. But the bad thing is, not really bad, but I can say we're all looking forward for Zen 6, obviously, and it doesn't seem like Zen 6 is going to come out early of next year, but hopefully we're wrong. It seems like Zen 6 could possibly be pushing for the end of 2026, more around this time next year that we could see Zen 6 actually being produced, but that could also mean that the newer second generation of the 9950 X3D and the 9800 X3D seems like that could be a lot closer than we think. So, $1,000 CPUs, here we come. So from what I'm hearing, that it seems like more or so. I'm definitely expecting during the CES 2026 announcement there, Lisa Su will personally be there. So for that whole situation, we can certainly expect her to mention a roadmap of everything that is going to happen processor-wise, and we're all hoping, because there's also another rumor that RDNA 5 will also be spoken about during the CES 2026 event. Now, for all our members there, I will definitely do some exclusive lives too, just for the members that have any specific questions for certain aspects, and of course I'm going to do the regular lives as well when I'm at the event, so definitely stay tuned for that. If anyone has any specific questions, feel free to ask about it. But more than likely, I do expect everything to be announced there when it comes to processors, and hopefully a high-end GPU. That's what we're hoping for AMD. So Yeah, CES 2026, absolutely. So I was thinking of upgrading from the 13900K to the 4080 combo I currently have is the 9950 X3D and the 5090. So, oh really? So if you have the 13900K, there's definitely you probably notice the heat dissipation. But more than likely, you probably have updated the BIOS so you don't notice it as much. It's always good if anybody with a 13th or 14th gen processor, please upgrade your or update your BIOS because then you can get issues when it comes to thermals. Also, if you are thinking of going the 9950 X3D and going with the 5090, it's a great combination. They work great together, especially if you love to do productivity type of work and you also enjoy gaming. So that's like the perfect blend of both worlds, really. And that's like both of the top of the line stuff. Actually, one of our members here, Takuma, shout out to Takuma. He also has a very similar build where he has a 9950 X3D and he also has a 9950 X3D. They're a great combination that works together, especially if you are into doing some sort of productivity and you are also into gaming as well. So a new Samsung Ultra Wide. More than likely, I wouldn't be surprised. We're definitely going to see quite a bit of displays for sure. Upcoming. Expect all the newest products to be at CES 2026 that you can think of, from even from Noctua or from when it comes to Antec or when it comes to all your big brands, ASUS, MSI, Razer. It's all going to be there. If you have any specific areas you would love to see, feel free to enter the live and let me know. Also, USB. What's up, Heather? Welcome in. What's up, Aaron? So USB. Oh, okay. So yeah, that issue. Go take a look. Yeah, certainly. We'll take a look at that. Let me sit this down real quick. This Xbox Ally. So, so everything's been good. Hopefully this, I'm happy that mostly everybody didn't get to see the stream crash because that was a mess. I want the 14900KF so bad, but too scared of it just blowing up. Yeah, I can understand that. 14900KF's a great processor, I can say. But the thing is, it's the thermals are certainly concerning, especially because we all see we all see exactly how Microsoft is treating their updates. So it's like sketchy. Thanks, Carl. So we're going to enter right now. We're gonna go take a look at the Tomahawk. What is it? The Project Zero, right? So it's the BTF, but they call it Project Zero, I believe, when it comes to MSI. So we're gonna take a look at that real quick, and we're going to open up the browser here. And guys, feel free to ask questions at all. If anyone has questions, don't be afraid, don't be shy. I welcome all the lurkers too. Thank you for watching, enjoying the show. So we're going to enter the browser right now. So we're going to switch this off real quick. Oh, okay. It's on that browser. Okay, perfect. And let me see what's going on the vertical side. Let me double check this. Okay. It's funny because there's always some sort of delay with that vertical side. So let me shrink this down a bit. It's a bit large for you guys. And just give the vertical guys a chance because I'm shrinking down this browser way smaller so they can see. Way smaller. Too small. Let me make it bigger. There we go. Hopefully that's better for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see that. Alright. So, let's see. So, any advice? Feel free. What type of advice do you need? So, has there been rumors of the AMD 90X? Currently, oh, I'm kind of all over the place there. Currently, there is no rumors from what I see. We do know that RDNA 5 is on its way, though. MSI Tomahawk Project Zero. Because anytime, so they all have their names. MSI calls it Project Zero when it comes to their products. When it comes to like the BTF side, at least. So let's take a look. Oh, there it is. That's nice. That's really nice. I like that. That's actually pretty dope. I like that type. I like how the motherboard looks. And the crazy part is the Tomahawk. It looks like there's not really any type of like real RGBs on it. So anybody that isn't like a real RGB fan, this is a great motherboard for you guys. It just would have to be like an all-white build practically. About IPEX to SMA cable or Wi-Fi. Just go. Oh, I apologize there. So yeah, just go IPEX to S. I would just recommend going that direction because it's always better to get a direct connection anyway. If you go Wi-Fi, you can, but the thing is, you won't get that true stable connection that you're looking for. If you're trying to get the fastest speeds, definitely go that route. Go IPEX to SMA. But it looks like pump the fan support, extended heatsink, 8 layers. So it's a nice thick PCB on there, which is excellent to have, up to 7 watts. Thermal pad, 14, 2, and 1 duet rail power system. So the VRM's looking tight. They're looking good. Easy M.2 Shield Frozer 2 and the M.2 Shield Frozer. So it's funny how they throw AI on everything here. And here it is. Here's the VRM that they're showing here. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. It would be dope, though. It's tempting to dive into something like this, like for like the whole Project Ninja build, but I had to look for a whole black one. Thanks for coming in, Yuri, as always. So Mystic Lights. There are people do like colors other than white, of course. Yeah, it seems like, you know what's funny? It seems like white's like a big thing right now. If you notice it, like even Gigabyte's new boards, the X3Ds, let me show you. Have you guys seen the X3Ds? I know some of you guys probably did. It's pretty similar. It's just like all white. But it seems like that they are taking the tone like pretty much like what white builds currently. It seems like that's what they're going with the market. The only thing that they have here is the MPG Velox 300R, where they have 2 different variants for it. But yeah, it seems like for some reason Project Zero, they made everything all white. But here's a good example of it, like how it would look. The board got everything. I know, it does. The Pro BA50 Gaming Plus, that's more of an affordable option for anybody out there that is looking for a little bit of a cheaper board. And it's also Project Zero, so that means this has all the connectors specifically in the back. White, absolutely right. You know what's funny? Over in Discord too, we saw somebody actually put up the ASUS, one of the ASUS boards where they also had the BTF board where it looks like a Stormtrooper practically. So you could do like a Stormtrooper type of build if you wanted to, which is pretty dope. But this, it looks amazing though. Like, take a look at this though. I just got to show you guys the connections. If you're not familiar with how a BTF is, let me see. Let's see if it shows the back of the board. And why wouldn't they show the back of the board? You would think they would show the back of the board. Of course they don't. Alright, you know what? So what we'll do is we'll look up ASUS's BTF because I know they always show theirs. I like the Hero a lot too. But you gotta, of course, when it comes to ASUS, definitely gotta pay up when it comes to their motherboards here. Like here it is, like here goes the Hero, right? And let me see, right there. That's the Hero. I really love the X870E Carbon Wi-Fi, but the price is just high. I love the Carbon series, in fact. That's like one of my recommended series when it comes to, if you're looking at motherboards. Oh, they got BTF 2.5. So I guess they have a 2.5 version, and that's probably specifically because of the GPU. This is what I like, what they've been doing with it, is if you go to the graphics card section, Take a look at this. This is pretty nifty. The fact that if you look at down here, this is actually, instead of using the power supply cable, they have a larger connection. This is an extra connection, which powers up to, I think it's like a little bit over 270 watts. So you don't need as much of a high connection, or when you plug in the GPU, you don't have to really use the 12 volt high power port as much. So this definitely draws away from it. They're looking for a way to have it dedicated just to this adapter, so that way you don't have to plug in at the power supply cable, which is a very nice feature to have. I really love that. PC aesthetics have evolved over the years and gotten better. Absolutely. PCI Express 5, so it supports the latest GPU. Absolutely. It does. Let's go here. Let's go back to the motherboard and see if we can get some proper photos of it. Let's go to, I click design. I think it just opens up this. Let's see if we could take a look at it. It's a PDF file that they provide. And let me see. We're going to, before we go through this guide, annoying pop-ups to first revision from bottom. No, there's nothing in here. That's not a very good detailed guide. And you know what? We can always go to some place like Newegg and look. I really love the Gigabyte Stealth board. Certainly, you know, that's another option too. And the funny thing is, they chose to go all white when it comes to their build, their stealth system too, which is funny. I think Asus is the only one that has a current option of black, but I know Gigabyte has one specifically, but they mostly went with this type of option where it's all white. Theirs is pretty decent too. I got to show you their. Here we can actually see some decent photos. Let's accept. There we go. Here it is. This is what I've been trying to show you guys. So if you look here, let me make this a bit larger. That's how the connections look when it comes to the back of the board here. So I'll make it a little bit larger for you mobile guys there too, so you guys can see it. All the connections are literally on the back. Your ATX, your CPU connection, your SATA ports, you have your USB 3.0 port, and you also have your USB-C ports down here. You have your fan connection. You also have your power headers and everything down here on the bottom. Let's take a look right there. Everything. So you don't even have to route anything to the front of your PC. And yeah, that's a good thing about Gigabyte's boards. They're always reliable. And you don't ever have to worry about your PC ever failing when it comes to using them. This is what Gigabyte is definitely known for. And they have very little issues. You hear very little failure. Now, my question is to everybody out there, I gotta say, is my old style PC is still lying around. I should flip it. Absolutely. I mean, you might as well get rid of it. Take advantage of the upcoming season when everything does end up going on sale, and it will, especially in November. And of course, we can definitely do a lot of these deals also live, which will also be pretty exciting. Also, I do have to say too, when it comes to, I'm just curious to see how next year is going to be when it comes to. When they come out with the newer motherboards, to see if there's a different variation. I've been really trying to push for answers about also with Sapphire to see if there's going to be any type of Zen 6 compatibility with it. And speaking of which, anybody that currently does have AM5 boards, I can say if you have like anything that's more like the B850s, or at least is definitely the 870Xes, X870Es, I mean, any of these type of boards are more than likely going to be more compatible with the new processors that are going to be Zen 6. Now, the current rumor is that you have to have at least 32 megabytes for your BIOS in order for it to actually work. Now, some of the boards that are out there, like the B650s, are could have only 16 megabytes. So then they won't be capable of Zen 6. But then again, this is all rumor based. We don't know how 100% accurate this is going to be. But this is something that we've been hearing currently. So I have, yes, finally I finished everything after 8 hours of studying and 3 grilled cheeses. Man, I give it to you, man. Hopefully you do really well in your exam. Your exam's tomorrow, right? It's coming up. I have overclocked it before. It was fun. I used a 5600G with a MSI 1660 Super 6 gigabytes. It's a shame because we all know that card was certainly a legend. It should it's a shame that they shut down support on the whole 1660s. That's one of those cards where it should have it was way ahead of its time. Because that card can certainly last even till today. Like, there's games out there that can support it, but unfortunately NVIDIA shut down like the whole driver support and only supports RTX cards from now on. So, but that kind of gives a good indication that more than likely that when NVIDIA does go this route, not 2026, but in 2027, when they do like announce like a whole different, like say the 60 series, or like a whole different series, if they're going to call it a different name, which is a high possibility. If that's the case, then we can certainly expect like a different name variation, because it's definitely going to be more AI based, or it's going to be much more path tracing based. So, yeah, yesterday I forgot we had a science exam, so I didn't study, but I was the only one. Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. That's a good sign. So I definitely I 100% have faith in you, and I know you're going to do well. I just sent you a message on Discord asking for some help. Do you think you could help me and show others in case? Yeah, certainly. Let's take a look at it. Let me take a look. Let me open up Discord and see what we got going on here. Knock on wood, right? So far the stream's been handling pretty well. Okay, so let's switch over to Discord, guys, so we can see the question. And just give me a moment to switch the Discord screen. There we go. So he says, hey, so I just watched your video about how to control RGB lights, and from what I saw, I have the same computer that you have in the video, but I'm not sure since mine's is pre-built. I was wondering if I could help me change the color of the LEDs around my fan since they randomly stopped working. I had the computer for a year. Thanks. Okay, so you're having an issue with your RGBs, it seems. Okay, so let me ask you, since we have a similar type of PC, do you have Corsair fans, is it? Is it Corsair fans that you have that you need help with? Or is it a different style type of fans? Because that also does matter too. And also, can you share all your specifications just to make sure that way we got everything clear so everybody does know in the stream, because not everyone's going to know all my current specifications of my build. But feel free to post it into the chat, or feel free to put it into Discord as well if you want to share it there, and we can certainly help you out there. But when it comes to RGBs, if it's Corsair, if you're having trouble with the RGB specifically, more than likely it's going to be IQ services. You also have to make sure to have the port open when you do have the specific fans, if it's Corsair. So, did you see Xiaomi's new SUV? It looks like exactly like the Ferrari. Really? 3.2 seconds? No, I did not see that. That's pretty insane. I do certainly expect to see it, like when it comes to CES, they'll show it there, I bet. They sold 370,000 cars in the first 5. That's insane. Perfect. Yeah, take a screenshot of it, Yorko. Feel free to take a screenshot of it. You could easily, and if you want to, you could go into search and you could type in, if you have the, where you bought it from, feel free to take a screenshot there. Or you could go into your search and type in information, like PC information, it'll come up. You could click that and just screenshot that whole thing. I will never not get fans that cannot connect straight to the motherboard. I only use Signal RGB. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if it's hooked up to a controller, any fans that hook up to a controller or some sort of manual remote, LSG actually makes a definite great point, because if you do buy any fans similar to that, more than likely they're not going to be able to be controlled regardless, whether you use something like Signal or Open RGB, or if you're using MSI Mystic Light, or if you're using ASUS ROG Army Crate, or any of these softwares. They're not really going to work if you have a remote to the fans, unfortunately. But some of them you can bypass it by just disconnecting the remote to it and connecting it to straight to the motherboard. But also you have to make sure that it is a RGB and it's not, the pins are not set up differently. Now, for Windows users, the latest update will improve CS2. The latest Windows update has crashed my PC. I can certainly said that. Super fast. It's SUV. Get big screens. You know what? Let's take a look at it real quick. Out of curiosity, we will look at Xiaomi's new SUV here. Let's see what Egyptian's talking about. Crazy for only 37,000. All right. I know this isn't PC related, but I'm just curious about this. Xiaomi SUV. 37K. Let's take a look. So this must be it. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. It seems like it's been big issues, like at least on the PC side, at least for me. So, that's right. Gotta hear LSG here because he's not far off. It's Tech and the Tech US Tech. So, okay, I see it. So let's take a look at it. Stream browser right here. This is it. Xiaomi's vehicle. This is it. I'm curious to see how well it will perform. But, you know, just to let you guys know, we'll never see something like this when it comes to the US. It's Tech. Yes, that's true. Beige, gray, coral orange, twilight blue. Huh. It doesn't look too bad at all. Not bad, not bad. You know what? Like, if we see it in person, we'll definitely take a look at it. We will take a look at it. That's pretty insane. 835 kilometers. That's quite the distance, actually. 800 volts across the lineup, silicon carbide, high voltage platform, ultra long range, ultra fast charging. Huh. That's not bad. And it even has motion sickness relief mode, which is pretty wild. It's Tech. Yeah. It even has a pet clock face. That's funny. And it also has wireless phone charge. You know, a lot of electric cars have this, the whole wireless phone charging. So if you are curious and looking at electric cars, most of them do have it. I know Teslas have it, and I believe Polestar, which is what we have here too. LFP battery. You know, the thing I'm really curious about is the technology once they start opening up to solid state batteries. Once solid state batteries come in, that 100% is going to be quite the game changer, because I know even Toyota was talking about that too, to where they were talking about installing something like that, which would actually get you like a ton more miles. You would get up to like a crazy amount. It was like up to, I think, 1,300 to 1,400 kilometers that you can get out of the battery. It has a huge all-dash 35-inch display. Have you guys also seen the Honda Afflia too? That's another one. But I think that one is more... But that one's built with the whole PS5 in it. And they were taking reservations for it. This car here. And let me show you guys. This one here has intelligent drive where it senses all. Chinese cars are crazy, like the BYD Tan L is a 40K car, but has a... Yeah, you know, they're trying to really compete now. They're trying to ramp up their competition. That's what they are certainly doing. But this is what the Afflia looks like. Kind of like a similar dash to what you were talking about, like where it has that large display and it has like the different modes that you can put through it. Even has movie modes. But this one looks pretty decent too, I gotta say. This has, crazy enough, a lot of these cars will come in with some sort of gaming system. So it's going to become much more high tech. Like, can you imagine just like letting the car drive, and then you're just like chilling in the seat? You don't have to do anything. That'd be pretty dope. But to get back into the whole motherboard side, now I can say I've been looking a lot at this too, which is the Avatar 12 Royal Edition. Alright, I'll definitely look into that, Egyptian. Let me just get back on the topic here. The Gigabyte X3D boards. Now, let me just show you guys this. Because this is another decent board that is like the new generation. For sure, because these just recently came out, and they've been flexing their BIOS a whole lot with it. Yeah, but they are very substandard in build quality and durability. Chinese-centric YouTube channels often go into this and show this. Oh, really? Yeah, I hear about that. I'm like, personally for me, I'm always a bit sketchy when it comes to a lot of Chinese products. Let's get back to all right, Egyptian. Yeah, try to get plenty of rest. I really wish you luck, and I hope I hear good results this upcoming weekend. So let me get back here real quick to the motherboard side. And that's going to be the X870E Aorus Elite X3D. They also have they have different models for this one, for these motherboards. Now the X3Ds, they have the Eagle X3D, they have the Aorus X3D, and they also have the Elite, or the Master. Because this one looks pretty decent too. And the Master looks like quite the beast. But the only thing is, if you're looking for anything that is like more like BTF or like stealth, this one isn't going to be it. All the connections will be up in the front. So if anybody is thinking of switching over. Also, there is, I gotta say, a PC case that is highly interesting. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but Corsair actually officially now released their case. And this is something I've been really interested in too. So I gotta share this with you guys. It's on Corsair's website here. And it's the Air 5400. It's finally released. Which is triple chambered. Now it's $309 if you go with the white one. Now it has IQ Link triple chamber mid tower PC case built with it. Let me just double check the Discord here. Okay, so it has the triple chambers in here. So it actually, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by triple chambered. So the way the airflow works is not only does the airflow work through here, but also onto the side. Let me see if I could get a better picture of it, if I could show you guys. Let me see. If you look onto the side here, see you got two USB-C ports finally, and that's something we've been really needing. Three USB-C ports. It also has, here it is. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So you see how they got the cable management here? It's more tucked in, but it also allows airflow to get into the side of the case here to keep, like, say, your power supply and everything nice and cool. But isn't it ironic, though, that a lot of these companies are really pushing white? I'm so curious why. But maybe it's just become a lot more popular. And it also comes bundled with these fans. This set, just to let you guys know, this set alone is like $150, I think. And it comes with the actual, and these are reverse fans too. So if you are looking to like have a system like this, it certainly can be done where you have, it comes with the reverse fans, it comes with the controller, and take a look how detailed it is. You can easily just install the fans onto the outside of the chassis instead of onto the cat chassis, and then it just clicks in, which makes it much more easier for install. And but yeah, it seems like this case, I gotta say, trying to get to this picture right here. So right here, it's focused mainly on your GPU. It's also then focuses here onto your CPU to keep it cool, and of course your PSU because it lets the airflow through the back of the piece, to the not the back, but onto the side of the PC as well, where it typically is like shut off from air. But yeah, really nice case, I think, and it also has not just white, but they also do have a black one too. I do agree their fans are a bit pricier than more pricier than it should be, for sure. I'm trying to show you guys the black one too. For anyone that is interested in a black one, this is how it looks. But I do really like the case, for sure. And I'm curious to see what type of other cases that they're going to release as well. So this would be also great for a build too. Kind of like a fish. It's away from the fish tank look. It's sort of and sort of not. Because it's not like so boxy. This is more of a round glass shaped design. So it's not bad at all. So this is one of the cases I think is definitely a very interesting case to look into. The Corsair Air 5400. And I know for sure Lian Li is also, I'm sure, going to have something drop soon too. But at least it's and also for anyone that is interested in like BTF builds, this is going to be designed for that too. So if you are looking to do some sort of BTF build, this is definitely, this case is also compatible with BTF builds, Project Zero, or Gigabyte Stealth, any of those type of builds. You can certainly take advantage of it on this board. Now, I wish they would show it a bit more. Maybe we can see it, but you can see that it has kind of like that air vent there. Now, if you dig a little bit deeper into it, it shouldn't, the holes inside the case should be a lot bigger, so it has more compatibility, so that way the motherboard can be able to be installed and where you can actually access the back of the motherboard to plug in the ATX cables or whatever other cables that you do need to install. Man, I was watching. Okay, enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy the algorithm. That's all I can say. So, I can say, when it comes to the case such as this, I would certainly recommend that you can certainly go BTF. It has much better airflow if that's the case, if that is what you're looking for. I think this is how it's going to be with the whole new generation. I can't wait for the, yeah, I bet. Because I'm really curious about the performance too. Very tempted to do a build with it, but I know I wanted to do originally Project Ninja. But the thing is, I don't know how fast I can make that happen. I'm very tempted to grab this because I still got that motherboard sitting in the back there that's begging to be into a PC. But would it be, I feel like it'd be a waste of a case putting like a motherboard like that, the Z890, throwing that in there and then putting it Intel processor. But what I would really want to see is how a BTF build or a stealth build would really turn out on something like this. That would be nice. But I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to have something that that he's going to release something. And I remember Lian Li actually had something come out like this, but I don't know if it's going to show on their website or not yet. Let's see. We're going to check their website, and if it does, we'll see. Let me see. Lian Li. You think so? You think it would be good for that case? I just would have to get rid of all the RGBs practically. That's it. And then we can do Project Ninja. Maybe we use MSI's Tomahawk. We could go with the MSI Tomahawk and get the Project Zero version. And, oh wait, but it's white though. That's the only thing. We got to figure out something that's not white and do BTF. Or we don't have to do BTF. I don't know. It's kind of a tough decision. Let's see. Lee and Lee has something I know that's coming out too. Because they had it on their. They had it on Twitter. They posted something on Twitter here. And I don't see it. Let me see. And no, they don't have it yet. It's going to be probably hard to find right now. Because Lee and Lee's like one of those companies where it can be quite pricey too. Now I can say, let me go try going on there. So, what do you think, LSG? If we did if we did Project Ninja, right? Would it be better to do a stealth build, right? Like if we say did Gigabyte Stealth, or we did MSI Project Zero or ASUS BTF, wouldn't it be better to do it that route? Now the trick is, we also gotta hope that it doesn't have RGBs, because once it does, that's gonna throw it off a bit. Like when it comes to Project Ninja, right? Pretty crazy that this has happened. Let me see. Let me try to find it, because I know I have it on the page. Hopefully there's no echo here. When I do that. Let me see if I can find it. I know. I can't find it. Oh, well. But I know for sure that there is definitely going to be a lot more new cases that are coming up too, for sure, when it comes to Lee and Lee, or when it comes to Corsair. I definitely expect something from Fantex to be popping up soon. But yeah, definitely, but could always disable the RGB. That's true. I'm thinking, yeah, if we did something like that, right? If we go Project Ninja, we just have to find out practically like a blacked out like BTF board or Project Zero, whichever, and just disable the RGB, and then from there, that the rest will be pretty much easy. Like just getting the right fans for it. And they do give you the option where you don't have to buy Corsair's fans with it. It seems like there's two. To the lover. Oh, it didn't end earlier. What happened was it crashed. So that was thanks to Windows, unfortunately, which sucks. It seemed like Windows was giving some sort of issues, so I gotta uninstall that update that they gave to this PC. So just to let you guys know, if you do experience some sort of weird behavior with your PC, more than likely it has to do with the Windows updates. It seems like that there are current issues going on with it, unfortunately. Yeah, so I apologize for anyone that was in the earlier live. Yeah, figures, right? Figures that would happen. Like, especially because there's supposed to be like, it's so crazy too, because I bet this is going to be a much bigger mess than they anticipate, because they got so much back end work to do now when it comes to fixing Windows. Because not only did they have the issues originally when it came to the SSDs, but now they're having issues with everything that's going on with these random crashes, or people being unable to start their PCs because of it. So, there we go. But yeah, that's the biggest issue, so. But if anybody here has any questions about PC building or PC hardware, feel free to ask. It is also an open chat, so make sure to join in. If you have any questions you don't want to ask live, that's fine too. You can also feel free to join the Discord right down in the description box down below as well. And also make sure to check out the memberships as well. You are more than welcome to join. Of course, it's optional. Don't charge anything like Xbox Game Pass, to let you guys know. Right now, we're just discussing about build ideas currently when it comes to Project Stealth, or Project Ninja, really. When it comes to Project Ninja, what we're going to do, if we're going to do without the whole, we're obviously going to do without RGBs, and we do want it to get it the most quiet as possible. So we have an idea of like the type of fans and everything we would like to use, but the trick is, what type of motherboard should we get for it? No, we're not ending. No worries, Tony. I'm just refreshing this stream. I fixed. So when I tried to overclock my PC, I haven't used on Windows. It started. Yeah, that's the problem. They just start to like spam up things. So I fixed my Windows 11's instability. It was an Intel driver that was making the PC crash. I deleted it, and now it works fine with that. That's awesome discovery. For me, it seems like Windows is corrupted. We went into the event viewer to figure out what's going on, and it seems like in the event viewer, it seems that it's saying that the Windows was corrupted practically. So I know Marco had a question in Discord. Yeah, that's, it's funny. I went to, oh, there he is. Funny. Just speaking of which, let me see. So this is the question. Yes, he went to Best Buy. This was the closest thing I could find from what I have. What it looks like, its only difference is the 11th gen, while mine's is the 12th gen. Okay, so let me show you guys what he's talking about right now. So we're going to go back to the Discord, and this is what the current issue is. Oh, there we go. So he's listing up his specifications, and we're going to figure out the issues that are going on with it. Now, let me see. Let me move this chat window over here, so you guys, hopefully that doesn't interfere. If it does, let me know. I'll just move it again. But currently it looks like, so this was the closest thing what I had to find. It looks, only difference is that it has 11th gen while mine is a 12th gen. When I open RGB in administrator mode, this is what is currently coming up, entire zone. So he only has Razer Ornetta V3 TKL. And did you see my beam engine? Yeah, I did. Otherwise, oh really? MSI Pro Z690A Wi-Fi. So that's your board. So, okay, so you have NVIDIA system information rated. Operating system, Windows 11 Home, DirectX 12. So, CUDA, okay. So this is all just GPU information here. Okay. Dedicated 8 gigabytes, video byte. Okay, this is all GPU related. This is all GPU information. Okay, so what your issue is, it seems that your fans are not being detected, correct? So more than likely, what the problem is that your fans, your RGB fans, are they manually controlled or are they actually connected to your motherboard? Because more than likely, you should be able to control it through your MSI Pro Z690A. With that motherboard specifically, there's, I believe, only one RGB header. It's one or two, I think it is. I got 3 different RGB controllers. All of them are set to static. Yeah, that's funny. So, okay. So, this is the issue. So, it seems like more than likely, so you got entire zone selected, which is correct. It seems like you have zone keyboard and you have mode direct. So, this looks correct. It's just that you just have to figure out if your fans are connected directly to your motherboard. It's gonna just you just have to follow the wire. Make sure it's not the fan cable that's connected to your motherboard, but the RGB cable that's connected. Or is there a manual remote? So it looks like he's typing in now. You shouldn't have more than one controller for RGB. And that's the thing. It's funny. You'd be surprised how many people will have more than one controller for RGBs. Just to, hopefully he's still here. Let me see. I'm answering live. Hopefully he sees this. Maybe he's here. Answering live as well. If you're here. When I first got the computer, the fans worked just fine. And there's a button on the top of the PC that changes the color, but now it doesn't. Okay. So that's a good indication right there. that more than likely it's going to be controlled by a controller. But now, and the reason why it doesn't work is because it probably relies on Mystic Light. What's up, Ezekiel? Welcome back. Welcome in. I mean, not welcome back. Man, you should have seen the mess earlier, Ezekiel. That my stream ended up crashing, like, I think in the first 15 minutes or so. I think it was like 10 or 15 minutes. My stream ended up crashing. What RGB fans are? I don't think they're really RGB fans, like from what he's describing so far and from what I see. From what I see, they look like they're just like standard fans, just regular RGB fans, but they look like they are hooked up via remote. Because it seems like his answer right here, when I first got the computer, the fans worked just fine. There's a button on top of my PC that changes the colors, but now it doesn't work. So it could be either two things, that either OpenRGB is not working correctly with this system because the reason being is because he also has Mystic Light open, and Mystic Light needs to be off for it to work properly, because if there's any services in the background for Mystic Light, they're both going to conflict with each other. So it could be that, or it could be the other issue is where it's controlled by a remote and it has nothing to do with the motherboard whatsoever. So that's also another possibility. So crazy how I've been fixing laptops and PCs and building them, but never seen an RTX GPU in person. Not even a... Oh, really? You serious? You never got to see one? That's pretty wild. But I'm assuming that's what the case is. From what it seems like, it's either one. So we're going to go into the specifications. I'm going to have to switch over to the browser mode to open this up so you guys could also see it. But his specifications look a bit more like this. So it's the VR PC, I believe. This is CyberPower. So if anybody's familiar with CyberPower, they do pre-built gaming PCs. They're pretty popular, especially for people who are trying to not build a PC, but just wants to buy a PC. So this is his current build. So it looks like so from what the fans look like, the controllers are arguing with each other. So yeah, that's exactly the issue. That's more than likely what I'm thinking. That's you call it LSG. I'm thinking the same issue. So if that's the case, let's see. It's not going to give us much information on here. More than likely, it's just going to give us like just the basic information. And it's so from what it seems like, I bet the RGB controller's up here somewhere. It's one of these buttons. It's definitely this one back here, I bet. It's definitely that button back there. If you guys can see it right there, up there on the top, that's definitely it. That's supposed to be a locked CPU, by the way. Yeah, that's the problem. Like anytime when it comes to buying CyberPower PCs or any pre-built, it's always sketchy because there's always going to be some sort of issue going on. So I have the fastest i7 10700T. I unlocked the TDP and stuff, and now it runs like a normal i7 10700. Yeah, because that's usually a lock, like you said. The 10700K is the one where you can control the frequency. Overpriced for what it is. I agree. Unfortunately, he's made he's actually bought the product already. So we're gonna go back into the Discord. Hopefully he's here. Hopefully he's here. So hopefully he tries to shut down Mystic Light if that's the case. Because anytime when it comes to a case like this, when it comes to issues with RGBs conflicting with each other, make sure to have the one service off. At least if it's MSI controlling your lights, for example, make sure to shut off Mystic Light in the service process, and make sure to open, or if you want to use OpenRGB to control everything, just use that single program to control everything, because more than likely Mystic Light is either open, or two is that your RGB controller up on the top is controlling your lights completely. So 1900 for we should have laughed at this poor guy. $1,900 for a 10700K and 3070 is diabolical. You know what's crazy? It's insane too, because when you really think about it, you could honestly probably get better frames out the Xbox Ally X out than that type of PC for $1,900, which is pretty insane. Um, for a PC for $1,900, you should certainly be able to pick up like at least like a 5070 Ti. I would think 5070, not 5070 Ti, maybe 5070 Ti. Definitely would be able to pick up the 9070 XT for sure. That was for an 1100K. So by the way, $1,900 for the PC is the price for it. Maybe a little less. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's insane. That's kind of really expensive for a PC like that. Hopefully, I hope you didn't pay that type of price. Hopefully, it was more like in the $800 range, because that's where it would belong more. Like at least $700-800 for something like that. If anyone is thinking of going pre-built, make sure to really look over the specifications. And most people who do end up getting pre-built, they end up wanting to build a PC probably like within the first 6 months of having it, because they'll notice that you're limited to what that PC is capable of. Because a lot of pre-builds, even motherboards, they'll have custom motherboards where it's not truly ATX, so it's not as customizable. Same thing with the case, you don't have as much flexibility. But if you end up deciding to go do like a custom PC, go for it. It's 100% worth it. Don't be really scared to do it. It's really a fun experience. You'll probably end up loving it. So Michael Miller, he says, bro, with all due respect, is that yes? Yes, it is my real hair. I just got to get a haircut. It's very fluffy, right? 5070 Ti is the best. And certainly, with $1,900, you could certainly get the best. You could certainly get a 5070 Ti, I would think. Same thing when it comes to the again, you could get a much better pre-built PC for that price. I'm pretty sure we could look up one and we could certainly find one. And you know what? Let's like for a CyberPower PC, I remember that there was some deals on it, and let's actually just go into it out of curiosity here. Go into CyberPower PC. I spent €90 on my i7 10700T GTX 1060. Custom PCs are fun but stressful. I thought, oh really? Nah, unfortunately not. So let's go into the CyberPower here. There's like, this seems like a more reasonable price. This is $780 for something, like $900 for this. All right, let me just show you guys. Let's go to the Stream browser here. So if you look at the CyberPower PC, this is a much more fair price. Now this is i5 14400F, NVIDIA RTX 5060. You know how I feel about the 5060 as it is. Yeah, I bought this around Black Friday, so it was around $1,200, and it was about 4 years. Oh, okay. That makes more sense, because we were a bit concerned about the pricing Yurko, like when we first saw it. So, to answer your question, Yurko, try to shut off your Mystic light. Do you have MSI open? I have to say, if MSI is open, make sure to exit out of it. And also, what you want to do is you're going to right-click the Windows, and then you're going to go to the Task Manager. After you go to Task Manager, go over to the Services, and make sure that Mystic Services.exe is off. Make sure to end that task. And then, afterwards, go into OpenRGB, and then see if it works. If it is open. So, just double check it. Yeah, not just those three. But for nowadays, you can get a decent one, 14700F. They're going to try to offload these. Look, there's a 9800 X3D. This one's not too bad. And it comes with a 5070. So, yeah, 5070 Ti, if you were able to get it, it would probably cost probably around that $1,900 range for something like this. But it seems like white builds are like the big thing now currently. Anyone got experience with Falcon? They're decent PCs, I can say. They're actually like OG company. So if you're looking for like a PC like Northwest PCs, like Falcon Northwest, they're going to be a decent manufacturer from, especially because again, they were around for a very long time. RAM was a free GPU, was free CPU with was free case with yeah, I bet. So let's see what they have on the high end. Like let's take a look at a high end cyberpower PC. Just out of curiosity, let's take a look. High to low. So I switched out my motherboard out the X680E Crosshair Hero and got the best CPU on the market, Ryzen 9800 XGD. I'm assuming you mean 9800 XGD. Switch. You mean the 670? You mixed up your numbers there, Michael. I know what you mean though. The X670E you got, and you got the best CPU, which was 9800 XGD. Yeah, I don't think Mystic Light is open because I've never used it before, and when I search it, it doesn't show up. I'm going to check the wires and see if they're connected. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's no problem. Yeah, double check your connections. Make sure that they are connected to your motherboard, and check if it's just hooked up to a remote controller. You'll notice because it'll be hooked up to like a SATA power port, and which is like kind of like a flat cable where it powers up the remote. So make sure it's not hooked up to something like that. Which was, let me see if I got something to show you actually for an example here. Let me see. Ooh, I know I got something over here. Just got my toolbox open and yeah, let me see if it's in here in fact. It should look something like this. This is a good example of what a controller looks like. And I got so many of these. Here it is. This is a Corsair controller here. But when it comes to the remotes, it's going to look something like this. You're going to see something like this that's connected, and this is like for SATA power. When that's hooked up, or hopefully you can focus in on that right there. Hopefully it's probably just trying to focus on my face. But yeah, it'll look something like that. And that if you see something like that hooked up to it, that's what's really powering your RGBs, more or so. Chris swing 67 before saying my foot hasn't even updated in 3 years. Okay, so yeah, but that's what it's gonna look like. Like anytime like you have a remote hooked up, it'll look something like that. But anytime it's hooked up to your motherboard, it's not going to look anything like that. It's just gonna almost look like a fan wire, and then just hook up directly into your motherboard. So, so interestingly enough, I am highly interested in getting this Corsair case. I was on the fence of getting it because I felt like, would it be appropriate to get something like that for Project Ninja? And then we could go ahead. Asus still hasn't found the well, that, you know, that's like back when they used to use, they say that like for their like more business motto side, I gotta say. When it comes to the whole Corsair build, I gotta say, this case is dope as hell though. Right here. This is dope as hell though. Now the trick is, when we do this, what we have to do is just change them all to really Noctua. That wouldn't be a bad build, right? But it just looks so nice with the RGBs, but then again, it's like really not necessary. With the Noctua fans, we would have to make them, they don't have white Noctua fans though. Well, we can go with the black build in fact, and we could just go all black Noctua. And then when it comes to like the coolers and everything, it's going to be it's gotta be Noctua practically, because we're going to try to get it as silent as possible. That's going to be quite the project. And then when it comes to the GPU, what type of GPU should we try to get for this type of build? A lot of questions, I gotta say. And right now we're trying to get the perfect answers for it. I want some way to get smoke to see how my PC. You know, the easiest way to honestly do it is like there's two ways you can do it. You can either get a smoke machine, like a mini smoke machine to test it, or you can actually do, if you vape or something like that, if you like to vape, you can vape right into the machine to check where it actually, the airflow goes through. That way you can check how your airflow, if it's decent or not. That's definitely one of the ways you could certainly do so. RTX 5070 Ti. So you would, okay, so RTX 5070 Ti is up for vote. You think i7 14700K? Interesting. But if you want to go Intel, we do have an Intel board. But the question is, I don't know if we want to go BTF or not. Like, get the type of boards where they have the back connectors instead when I build like this, because you do have that option. You have that availability with this type of case here. Yeah, that's why I'm saying with all smoke, there's going to be some sort of moisture. Now, there's one thing I can say is if you want like true smoke, one of the options you could do is like use like incense and do it. But again, you could use like incense and then put that type of smoke in there if you want that. But usually smoke like this, you can get ones like where they have fog machines where they're less moisture and they're meant to do tests such as this. So you could go that way. But yeah, either way. My i7 isn't enough for the AI I use in Beam. Oh yeah? I wouldn't. You could try to keep forcing it. Keep trying to overclock it. just like your username. Try to squeeze everything you can out of it. But I do like how this case is built. Almost like I'm really excited though to see what's going to be featured this upcoming CES 2026 though. I'm hoping that this whole AMD anybody out there is willing to try the new AMD processors or is wanting to put something like that in their build, or is everyone going to prefer to wait for something like Zen 6? Because Zen 6, again, it could come out like in the middle of the year next year, but I'm just curious to see how AMD will have their upcoming roadmap, because for sure it's definitely going to be somewhere variated in between. And also, when it comes to RDNA 5, when it comes to their new GPU, hopefully we get a decent look at it. That would be nice. Switch back over here. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions if you have for any type of PC hardware builds, or if you have any upgrades that you're looking to do, or if you have any issues coming up. And the funny thing is, also be pretty wary of the Windows update, because it seems like it hasn't been working great on all the systems so far. I have to, in fact, take it off of this system. That's like, you know what's funny? Actually right now, the same system, speaking of Threadripper, that's the system that I'm actually working off of, is a Threadripper build. And this one's an older Threadripper. This is the 3970X that I'm working off of. Which, let me show you. I could show you that build. And I did that build quite a while ago, too. Let me see. I'll share the system info. And I actually built this back. This PC is probably at least like 5 years old now. It has to be. Yeah, almost going into 5 years old now. And this is built off of a Threadripper system. But this one only has 32 cores and 64 threads. Let me share this with you guys so you can see what it looks like. Let me go here. And I gotta switch this screen too. Stream browser right here. Wait, am I to understand that AMD is going to have a new generation of chips next year? Makes me wonder if I should do a minimalistic build now and upgrade when I. Oh, okay. So, they are coming out with new chips, new processors, but nothing to really worry about because when it comes to the new processor, they're still going to be compatible with AM5. So if you have an AM5 board, their current processors, such as like if you're looking to get a 9800 X3D or even their new updated CPUs, their new processors, they're also going to be compatible with AM5. So that's something you don't have to worry about. If you get a motherboard, though, you want to make sure to get at least the B850 or a Z8, not Z, X870E. If you get any of those motherboards there, that will certainly be able to have some sort of compatibility when it comes to Zen 6. Because the whole rumor currently is when it comes to Zen 6 is that it's going to require a larger BIOS chip practically. So it goes up to 32 megabytes currently, and they have new ones where they go up to 64 megabytes. So that may matter because it does. It's ironic that Gigabyte also comes out with the X3D boards, where they also mention that they have larger BIOS practically, where you can it actually even is a driver practically, and some of the X870E boards are going to be that way too. So, it was the second fastest gaming CPU behind the i9. You can build now a AM5 us. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, I would love to do like another Threadripper build. It was a lot of fun building it, but the fact is, it's just so expensive now. Okay, good to know. Thank you. I haven't kept up in this stuff in years for now, but it's like, yeah, it's normal. Because most people that get back into building, it's always like that learning curve again. Like for example, you might be locked in back then when AM4 was out, so you're thinking of like how that whole process. The best way I actually could explain it is it's like almost like the AM4 process, like how some of those boards were not as compatible, like when it came to like the B350s, right? They weren't as compatible, or the B450s. I mean, the B450s and the B550. Some of them weren't compatible, not the B550s, but the B450s were not as compatible when it came to AMD's new 5000 series. It's almost something like that. But it's going to be on the new generation of their processors because of the same exact issue. Because for them, you need it up to like at least a 16 megabyte BIOS in order to be able to have compatibility when it came to something like the whole 5000 series. I got my ASUS motherboard, brand new, made in November 2024, sold as used, built the PC in October. So you had a B5, oh, okay, B560. Oh, that's funny. Because that's like a B560. That would be considered Intel, I believe. B560 would be Intel. I find a lot of cool jobs today. Oh, yeah? You found some good jobs? Nice. Nice. Always useful to have that. B560. A good motherboard. They need a game tester. Take advantage of it. Definitely take advantage of it if you can. So if anybody's just tuning in here, I talk about PC and tech. We were just discussing about PC builds and also PC hardware that is currently on the verge of being released. Obviously, they got the new cases out by Corsair, which is pretty exciting. We do have the Xbox Ally if you have questions about that as well. And also, if you are looking to do like a full PC build, get ready because again, a lot of things are under MSRP, and you might be waiting for Black Friday or like any of those days really into the next month to be able to pick up a lot of these parts because usually, as you know, they're always the biggest deals around then. So game tester job is remote. Yeah, do it. Give it a shot. Do you know the game company that's doing it? That'd be fun. But the thing is, you got to really look for those glitches too. I own an Android phone, so that's the requirement. So it's probably going to be a developer. A lot of game tester job ads and calls are scams. Be careful. Yes, make sure it's legit. If it is it would require some sort of coding, I would think. Slim Shady, good to see you. I got the 5090 build complete. Awesome. Rocking the heck out the FL25. Oh, yeah, I bet. So happy I went with the 9800 X3D, Samsung 9100 Pro, 64 gigabytes of G-Skill. Tried it. I bet it runs smooth as butter, for sure. Temps went never above at 55 Celsius. That is awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear that your PC is running great. And I know you were looking at that. I'm excited for you, though. I'm glad that you got your PC build. Have you guys tried Ninja Gaiden 4 yet? I can't wait to play some of that because that's like one of my top games. Like when it comes to gaming too, is Ninja Gaiden. I was looking at the 850 or the 870 motherboard with the minimum 64 gigabytes of RAM. Perhaps I'll go with the minimum CPU for now and see what's offered next year. That's not a bad idea. Certainly, I can recommend, like, if you want to go minimal, go 9600X if you're just using it for gaming, or 9700X even. They're not expensive, and I'm sure you could get a decent deal on them. My CPUs don't go above 40 Celsius in game. 80 CFM cooler. Now, that's another thing I gotta investigate. I'm gonna give that a shot a little bit later to figure out what's going on in Battlefield 6. I was just actually speaking on this, is that it seems like on some AMD processors, it seems like it's been acting up. And that's because from what I've seen on Twitter, and someone actually mentioned this, is that there's actually a core that's being used that everything else is like kind of isolated, so it's causing the cores to kind of work harder than it should. But I'm gonna look it up, see if there's a fix for it, and if there is, I'll definitely post up a video on that for anyone that is having trouble with Battlefield 6, like with any type of stutters or anything like that. So, what do you think about the Enermax? I'm not a big, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Enermax. I feel like Enermax coolers are typically not that great. I feel that they usually run into issues, so I wouldn't suggest Enermax. What type of CPU are you using, or what type of CPU you're looking to cool? Indiana Jones, Red Dead Redemption 2, yeah, those are some classics. Those are some great classics. Are you're playing it in 4K too, I bet. And full 4K. I bet you're enjoying it. Because like once you have once you can game on something like a 5090, you could enjoy like the highest refresh rates in 4K. And usually the biggest display difference is like if anybody is thinking of like a big upgrade. Now it doesn't have to be 4K. But I always recommend OLED monitors are a great upgrade too. 500 megabytes. Chris, I took apart my first PC and I found out the CPU. Oh wow, that's insane. Oh, I remember Celerons. I remember those CPUs. That was like that's back in the day. 4K maxed out on a 77-inch LG G5. Beautiful. I like how that sounds, Slim. I'm glad that PC went smooth with you. It was a great experience, I bet, right? Putting it together. That's the best part, is like when it comes to PC building, it's just a lot of fun to do. It really is. Man, you know what I keep reverting back to? I keep looking at this case. The CPU didn't have iGPU. There was a GPU on the motherboard. Really? That's so strange to think about. I forgot about that, actually. Right here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta probably switch up the windows real quick. This is very tempting. I really like the look of this. And switch here too, guys. There you go. Very tempting to look at this triple. I would love to see this in action. I just bought a PC. I haven't even got it yet. It's a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D 5070 Ti. That's a decent combination. you're definitely going to take advantage of that PC. There is a legit website for game testers. Oh yeah, of course there's a legit website, but he's just trying to look out for you because that does happen a lot where they claim remote jobs and it's game testing and then it turns out that it's some sort of scam. So he's just forewarning you. That's all he's doing. Nothing to take too nothing to take too hard, I would say. But this triple chamber case looks awesome. I like the fact how you get full airflow throughout the case. Not just one side, not one specific side or the top. You have 3 ventilated areas practically to air this case. I would go with that. Forget about that. But this is pretty decent though. If we go Project Ninja on this, now the thing is, we would have to get an all blacked out case here. Yesterday, I put 4 gigabytes of RAM on a GT730 overclock on an SSD. Thermal paste CPU cooler because it didn't fit the case, so I replaced the Q. How was the paste though? It was probably pretty thick, right? It was probably like dried up practically because it's thermal grease. It's gonna dry up, right? 60. Oh man, that had to be pretty nasty. Like cleaning that out. And what was it? I was gonna look at this case. And then to go with it, what was it? To go with, Noctua. We gotta look at Noctua. Reject. There we go. Now, if we go with the case, we're obviously I'm waiting on a specific product here. And it's gotta be the 2nd generation, which they're not out yet. The NF25 it is. Where's it at? Redux. Okay, let's go back up here. See, it was going to be something similar to this. Let's go back up to the fan sizes. More like this. A15, A25. Where is it? Right here. The F25. They're supposed to have a 2nd version of these. That's what I'm really waiting for. Because this would go great on a all black case. We would just have to get, what is it? We got to look at that case again and then figure out how many fans we should really get. So let's go back to Corsair real quick. My typing is so bad on this keyboard. Yeah, rough keyboard. I gotta say shout out to Corsair too because I wish I had the whole old wrist pad so I could show you, but it was getting worn out. My wrist pad. Let me just select me. So the original wrist pad was getting worn out. My keyboard out the K100 keyboard from Corsair, and there was no issues whatsoever. I told them about the issue that I had, and they had no problem sending out a brand new one. So now I don't have any flaking, or that was the biggest issue that I had with it, because I guess over time it just started deteriorating and breaking apart, and I was able to get a brand new one. So shout out to Corsair for that. So when it comes to this triple chamber, we're going to have, I think it is 9 total, right? Yeah, 1, 2, a pair of 9. So we would have to get 9 of these if we go Project Ninja, right? And then we gotta find maybe a MSI Shadow type of GPU because there's no RGBs with it. And then when it comes to the the motherboard, we gotta find a pretty much a blacked out Project Zero or a Stealth or a BTF board to where we can get the back connectors, because that's the biggest advantage we want to take advantage of this whole 5400 case, because it would be perfect for it because it has the cooling in the back. And I would imagine this case would certainly stay nice and cool because there's not really any type of interference in the front. But this would also, or we could even start a whole different project and do like more like a Project Ice build even. So I only stopped using my 16-year-old mouse from my first PC this year. They actually last pretty long. Well, actually that brings up a good question. Is there a recommended to replace the paste with a brush? If you had a computer for several years, you still want to use it for a few more. Oh, so you're asking about replacing the paste? You don't use a brush to take it off. What you do is you're going to get either a microfiber rag, but typically what I would recommend is you're gonna get like a coffee filter that's like cotton. You're gonna add a little bit of isopropyl alcohol with it, and then you're gonna wipe the top of the CPU. When you wipe the top of the CPU, the thermal paste will lift up. So you're gonna use something like that in order to remove it. Now, if it's a little bit hard, you're going to use kind of almost like a plastic scraper. It'll break apart, but just add a little bit of alcohol and it'll start to break it down, and you'll be able to wipe it off. But that would be the best way to do it. It's not a good idea to try to brush it off. So the game gets lagged on the 4090s without shading. So I want the Antec Flux Pro case. Replace paste with not new brush. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, that makes more sense because I got concerned there. I thought you were going to try to brush it off. It's good to replace the paste if you notice the thermals are kicking up. Technically, you're supposed to replace the paste every 2 to 3 years, like when it comes to PCs. But most people don't do it. Most people get away with using the paste that's been sitting in there for God knows how long. So always works no matter the texture. Just don't listen to Apple autocorrect. Do not try to brush off thermal paste. I've used paper. Yeah, you just want to use something like nothing too rough. Like a paper, you can if it's it has some sort of cotton in it. I always like the coffee filters because they're practically like cotton. Like if you're trying to take something off of it. But that's what I would highly recommend to do. But yeah, that would be certainly a high recommendation to do. Replace it with some decent thermal paste. You'll get away with it. I've upgraded my CPU a lot. I don't gotta change my paste from overheating. There you go. If you don't gotta change out the paste, then that's a win. That's a win. That's certainly a win. Oh man. So, fam guys, I'm just going to be ending the stream. I apologize for earlier's crash. I'm definitely going to remove that update because it seems a bit problematic, so to say. I'll definitely take a look at that. But I thank everybody for joining in. Make sure to tune in on Saturday, and don't miss the stream then. It's going to be a fun one for sure, and there's definitely going to be a lot more to talk about then. So, no, I did not see it. But thanks so much, everybody. Feel free to join the free Discord down below. And again, feel free to join the memberships. I do thank everybody that does join the memberships as well. As, of course, I don't charge anything like Xbox Game Pass. Feel free to join it. And it obviously helps out the channel to do more projects that you guys would certainly like to see. And thank you, Slim Shady. Thank you, Squeeze. Thank you, Kin. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, Michael, Tony, all of you. Big shout out to LSG. Yes. You're in the Discord, Squeeze. I think you're in this. Yeah, the Discord server. But yeah, feel free to join the Discord server. Also, I'm thinking of doing a members only section. If I did a members only type of section of Discord, then it would be paid. But yeah, that's something to think about. Yeah. All right, thanks so much, guys, for joining in. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. And hopefully I see you guys. See you guys on Saturday.